On today's show.
There's a funny story that goes around the writer community that said, if your house is messy, the best thing you can do to get a clean house is start writing a book. And it's a very good and true statement. It is hard to make time and to invest the time you need when you are ready to write that book. So what I'm going to share with you today is a little bit of a secret about how we can understand the science of our brains in order to make sure that we are focused while writing, we allow ourselves for distraction, and you're able to make the most progress on it. For today, I'm bringing in someone who might be the world's finest and best person as a brain coach to help us out. Jim Kwik is the author of the book Limitless, and he has been able to work with everyone from Will Smith to the X-Men movie actors and Richard Branson to help them perform better as an individual, particularly in the world of the creative arts. And he's worked with some amazing people along the way. And the fortunate thing for us is we were able to talk to Jim not too long after he was able to finish his book Limitless, which became a best-selling book and really talks a lot about understanding our own story and our own journey to become limitless, to unlock our minds for all its potential. But what you're going to see is Jim actually understands the science of how we can be most productive with using our time and using our brains. And we're going to talk today a little bit about how to sort of structure your time in order to use some techniques, specifically what we know about our ability to be focused. And what Jim finds, and researchers have found for a long time, is about 20 to 30 minutes is the max amount of time we can be focused on something before we begin to get distracted. And so the Pomodoro method, not the tomato, but the method, has actually been developed to help creative individuals work. 25 minutes of focus periods followed by a 5-minute break, repeating that process somewhere between 3 and 5 times before taking a longer break, and repeating until such time as you begin to become unfocused. 25 minutes is the time you focus, 5-minute break. Again, go to the restroom, walk around, whatever it is, and then another 25 minutes. That's been the most scientifically proven approach to help people create content. So let's hear what Jim has to say about it and why this technique has worked so well. And then we're going to talk a little bit about what I've learned and helping apply this to writers today.
It's hard because we train our brains to be distracted with our devices.
Right.
And one thing, I have a video online on Facebook, has 27 million views, and it just says, hey, why don't we just not touch our phone the first half an hour of the day? And I know it's really hard for everyone who's watching this right now. It's difficult for all of us. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy, it's simple, but it's that hard also. Because when you wake up, you're in this relaxed state of awareness, you're very suggestible. The first thing you do is pick up the phone. You're rewiring your brain for 2 things. Number one, distraction. Every like, share, comment, cat video, it's a dopamine flood, right? And it's building your distraction muscles. But the second thing it's doing, it's rewiring your brain, not only for distraction, but also reaction.
Yep.
Yeah, one message, voicemail, social media message, text message, whatever, email, can hijack your whole mood for your whole day. And people, like, as you're writing, you want to get in that creative state, that kind of theta state. I believe you don't have creativity, you do creativity. There's a process we talk about. And do not be reactive, because the future belongs to creators. I mean, let's just talk about this.
Speaking of distraction, as soon as you saw it, I was like, oh, Baby Yoda is super cute, by the way.
But here's the thing. So here, and I can appreciate it because I teach people that Jedi mind, and such. But my point of bringing this up now constantly Mandalorian, everything will be a reminder to be focused. Have laser focus, like those lasers or those lightsabers. But here's the thing. Whatever you do consistently, you get better at.
Yeah.
And if you're picking up your phone, you're getting better at being reactive and distracted. Right now, where jobs are being automated, they're going to machines, they are artificial intelligence. What's not going to be outsourced is truly what's limitless. There's no limit to creativity. There's no limit to our ability to imagine. There's no limit to our ability to come together, or human determination. And so that's not going to be easily outsourced. That's why I believe the future belongs to creators, to all of you, right? That where it's not going to go to automate to some kind of machine that's going to do that. Right. So I would say be conscious of what you're doing, especially first thing in the morning, because that's how you start your day. If you want to win the day, you got to win that first hour of the day. So instead, try something simple like making your bed and just being present when you're making it. Your brain loves cleanliness, takes 2 minutes, but how you do anything is how you do everything. Do it with excellence, you'll take excellence into your writing. Or something like brushing your teeth. Try brushing your teeth with the opposite hand, or eating with the opposite hand, because it forces you, not only does it build a different part of your brain, because there's a brain-body connection and body-brain connection, but also forces you to be present, in the You're not going to be able to think about other things if you're trying to brush teeth well. So little things for distraction like that. And also, by the way, and I love this, the format of this conversation, our attention span lasts about 25 to 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. After that, they called it the Pomodoro technique.
Yes.
25 minutes, there's a drop in focus and concentration. And so at every 25 minutes or so, take a little break, even if you're watching it online, just to move around a little bit, get some hydration, do some deep breathing. A lot of people don't have the mental vitality to stay focused because they're not even breathing properly, meaning they're collapsed, they're falling asleep when they read. Because if your posture is bent over, the lower 1/3 of your lungs absorbs 2/3 of the oxygen, and your brain 2% of your body mass, but requires 20% of the nutrients in the air and to stay vibrant. And just staying hydrated, even when you drink water, your brain is 75% water. Just staying hydrated will boost your reaction speed and thinking speed 30%, just staying hydrated. So little things you could do, but through those, you have a break every 25, 30 minutes for yourself. So you could, do your deep breathing right now.
Yeah. What I love about it too, and I think it's one of the things I would say if I were to say one of the things that's so great about the book is it is just about being intentional with how you approach any sort of project and being in it. This idea of like just that intentionality. You can see Jim and I have a lot in common. Both of us have our Yodas over here. So both of us, again, do as we say, not as we do, or whatever Yoda would say here. But I want to tell you what I've learned a little bit about the Pomodoro method. In particular, I think the Pomodoro method works quite well. However, I think what's hard about it is it can still play on a lot of the loneliness pieces. Again, it has to have someone who's pretty dedicated in order to not get distracted and, again, not do other things behind it. So what I've learned is you combine the Pomodoro method with community writing or creative time. And what we call is a boot camp. 3 hours a week, we have a block of time dedicated where people will join on Zoom. There's no kind of formal going somewhere, whatever it is. Just we all go on Zoom, we all turn our cameras on, and we turn on the timer. Now, what this does is something really powerful. It actually plays on some of the psyche about creating what we call packs. We, as kind of tribal figures and tribal creatures, we're good at kind of, again, creating these informal agreements with other people. So when you are in a Zoom room and you see other people in the Zoom room and engaging in the same activity, it actually helps us, again, create this accountability behind it. And so the Pomodoro method, this 25-5 method, coupled with peer accountability goes a long, long way. And what I've found is writers who sort of wrestle or try other things, once they use these two pieces together, Pomodoro plus the accountability, they're able to crank out 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 words in a 3-hour block of time. So my advice to you is if you are trying to make time, remember, 3-hour blocks of time are about what I've learned in sort of seeing enough time for people to make enough progress on substantive writing, but also make sure that they're able to, again, not have to take off a whole day. So find partners, find peers, find peer accountability, or even come join us if you'd like, and you can spend 3 hours in the Pomodoro method. What that looks like is for the first hour, 25 minutes of writing, 5-minute break where you can stretch, go to the bathroom, get coffee, whatever it is, 25 more minutes, then a 5-minute break. Then we do it again, exactly over for 2 hours. Then we take a 10-minute break where you do a little bit more stretching, a little more flexing. Definitely take a break at that point. You don't have to take breaks in the first 2. And then you go back and you wind up doing it for 2 more cycles. So 6 cycles of the Pomodoro method is what we recommend in 3 hours. So write with other people, use a 3-hour block of time, and use the Pomodoro method. You'll be surprised what you accomplish. So if you are looking for a way to keep yourself on track, come. We have a weekly boot camp. You're welcome to come in as a writer. Always love to have new writers joining us here. The commitment is if you show up every single week behind it until the end of your period. But we always love to have more writers and love to have more accountability. But remember, never write alone and understand the science of distraction. And that means don't let yourself write for perpetuity, take structured breaks, but also don't try to sort of, again, do it on your own behind it. We need help and we need a community. So with that, use the Pomodoro method. It's a fun way to write. And remember, never write alone. Talk to you guys soon. Bye. Take a picture, take a video here of this one here. Thank you again, Jim. You are amazing.
Can we point to our brain?
Yes.